We're back. How are you? Yeah, you're watching Guitar Quackery Live, the one and only live streaming guitar repair channel. And we are wrapping up a long project. This is part 11. Can you believe it? And it's the final part, I think, I hope. Yeah, which means this bad boy can go home tomorrow, Saturday. Tonight, what time is it? Oh, yeah, it's 11 and 17 minutes, something like that. What are we doing? Oh, so live streaming, which means people can watch. And one of those people is going to be the owner of this guitar. So I'm sending a link. There it is. Yeah, went out, delivered. The message has been delivered. I don't need to tell him what it's about because he's expecting these links. Okay, I just fitted a saddle. This is it. Right here, okay? So it's very low. We discussed this many times in the previous episodes on this playlist. And I was talking about this book, right? I opened it to a page that was showing a saddle like this, and it was calling it a drop-in long saddle. Well, I was on the wrong page. Apparently, a drop-in long saddle, like it says right here, a drop-in long saddle, is actually something slightly different. This is called a cut-through saddle, and it says right here. So during the last episode, I couldn't remember what it was called, but it's a long saddle. It's a different page, and here somewhere it says cut-through, right? So that's complicated. It's not as easy to work with cut-through saddles as with drop-in saddles. So this is a drop-in saddle, which I actually used during this project. You drop it into a slot that doesn't cut through. But this is a cut-through slot. It cuts all the way through. All right? So this is easier to work with. This is more difficult. So one thing that I need to emphasize here, I know the owner is watching. He's either watching the live stream or will be watching a replay. These bridge pins have been fitted for each hole separately. So when restringing from now on, you need to take each pin and keep it in order somewhere. Now, it would probably work if you mix them up, but we prefer to, from now on, keep them in order. All right, these are unslotted ebony bridge pins because the pinholes are slotted. Okay. Now there's some damage to the bridge plate. I did put my hand inside, and I can see. I mean, I can kind of feel, but it's not something that we're going to be fixing now. I need to think about it because there are some options. I'm thinking of maybe making a little plate, because if we fix the bridge plate, which is possible with a bridge saver tool or with a slotted bridge plate, I think the only two options are replacing the bridge plate or using the bridge saver tool, which inserts little plugs, which means we need to remove bridge plate material, which means we devalue the guitar. But the guitar will continue to get devalued if we don't do something about it, because the string ball ends are not being pulled through the holes, and that's really not a good situation. So we could make a little plate, but what material? So that I got to think about it. I mean, it could be brass, not really one I want to use, but I think it's better than nothing, to be honest with you. And something just occurred to me. We could use, all right, you see, I'm glad that I'm thinking. We could use an improvised, what is it called? Some guy invented this thing, so I don't want to steal his idea. He calls it, what does he call it? Tone bar. Okay. So the tone bar is basically a wire. I think I might do like an improvised tone bar using a string, a low E string. Let me think about this now. So a tone bar works like this. It's basically a wire that goes through the string ball ends. Now, I don't have a wire here that's this diameter. So I wonder if I can just use this string. I mean, I don't see why not. And then, you know, all 6 strings are basically going through like that. And that's to protect the bridge plate for the time being. So I wish I had thought of this before this live stream to give me the opportunity to look for, but you know, I don't have a Y that's this diameter. Maybe, how about a string from a bass guitar? I got old strings here because I recycle. They'll clean it up. Whoever they is. Let's see. I work mostly on guitars. I do sometimes save bass strings entirely. And I do have a few here. Okay. You see? Because you never know. So this is not going to cost me anything. This is better. Okay, so once again, you are watching a live stream, and here I'm just improvising. You know, I'm just trying to find a solution. And takes time to think through. So let's have a look at this. So if I use this as a tone bar, then this is what it would look like. It's still a smaller diameter, but I think it's you know, it's fine. It's not gonna bend the string or anything. At least I don't think so. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I have anything else? I really don't. You know, I have, this is a bigger diameter. Yeah, that doesn't fit. So let me see. Okay, so which string is this? This is the low E string of a bass. It's that tapered portion. Would it be better if I used the A string or the D string? Let me see. So the A string works. Look at that. It's the perfect diameter. Okay, we have a solution. Let it be the A string. Okay, so now we have this situation. This is the A string of a bass. Perfect. Okay, so the tone bar needs to be slightly longer than the string spread, about this much, and then you can actually, I think you bend it, which I can do easily like this. Maybe hold it here. Like that. So let's see, is it too long now? I could shorten it a little bit. Okay. So this is something that I think might be a good solution for now, just to protect the bridge plate. Is this going to cause any issues? And let's not talk about the tone. I mean, it's called a tone bar because it's, you know, supposedly it improves the tone. I don't think it will cause any issues. So let me take these strings off. I'm not going to reuse the strings, but I am going to just kind of do a practice run with them, I guess. So let's just cut them short. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. Because I don't know, I've never done it before. So these used sacrificial strings are bent, right? So I need to straighten them a little bit first. And while I'm straightening, I'm thinking through. 3 people are watching. So you missed the beginning, which is the context. It's an old guitar. We need to find a solution to protect the bridge plate, which is already damaged. How do I know it's damaged? There's some wear and tear on it, and the strings are being pulled into the pinholes because whoever cut the slots, I think, might have done some damage, or that plus age of the guitar. I don't know. Okay, so in order to install a tone bar, I need to put my hand inside. I'm going to take my watch off so that I don't damage the sound hole of this guitar. And let's zoom out a little bit and also reposition the camera here. Okay. All right. Let's do this. I think I need to do it this way. I think it'll be easier. Yeah, in which case the camera goes here. Okay, practice run. So I'll be placing the strings into the pinholes, the old ones, starting with the low E, so that this hook can be on the bass side. This is the low E. And I need to keep the ball end oriented so that I can do this. So, oh, I have an idea. How about this? This might be how you install a tone bar anyway, right? So here it is, just like that. Yeah, I think so. This is the situation now, and when we pull the strings through, it goes in place. What's next is the D string. Which one is that? The black one. I don't think I need to put all the strings. Like I said, it's just a practice run. I'm not even going to tune the guitar. Just let's see what happens. If I pull this now, okay, so I have an X brace there. I do want to make sure that my tone bar isn't too long. I think it is a little bit too long, so I need to shorten it. So what length should it be? Let's see. Yeah, I think I can shorten it more. Even more, a little bit. So normally a tone bar would be a smooth wire. I think the guy that makes it uses brass. I've never seen one. I just seen his videos on YouTube. Okay, this is it. Let's see. Does this make a difference at all? So this is my low E peg. It does make a difference because now I'm not seeing the protrusion of the wound part of the string. So this was, this does make a difference, right? I am going to use the tone bar, okay. So I don't think that I need to tune the guitar. Let me just feel on the inside. It definitely feels like now it's protected. So this is something we want to do. I'm pushing this pin. Okay, no problem. It's not at full tension, obviously. So that's a good idea. All right, we are going to do this. Let's remove this set of strings. And once again, we are keeping the bridge pins from now on in order. Same order. It seems like the D string pin is a bit tighter than the others. It's simply because of the internal shape of the conical shape. And you know, to make things easier here, I'm going to cut these strings and remove the tone bar and everything like that. So you can see that I'm gently maneuvering the strings through this. I think the guitar can survive much longer. I mean, the bridge plate can survive much longer using this or an official tone bar. Either will work. But we don't want to zip strings through this, right? We want to gently pull them or push them through the holes. Okay. I think this was worth a try. But anyway, first things first, now I'm going to polish the frets. And then simply restring the guitar and it should be good to go. That's the tone bar and these are the recycled strings. Okay. These frets are low. So whenever you polish, polishing is removal of the material, right? In microns. But still, when the frets are really, really low, let me take a quick measurement. Under a millimeter, oh yeah. It's more like 0.6 millimeters. Those are low frets. So we want to remove as little material regardless, but when they're really low, we want to be even more, you know, conservative. So I'm not going to go through the full fret, not leveling, but I don't think there are any uneven frets. Whatchamacallit, polishing and buffing all the steps. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. We just want to get them nice and shiny. No leveling. So we're going to skip some of the steps. I'm going to go ahead and I'll still use the micro mesh, but maybe the last 2 grits only. Last 2 or 3 grits. Too small. It's going to be too big, but it'll work. Yeah, perfect. Good. All right. And let's also put some tape. Always be careful what kind of tape you use on old finish. We're not going to keep this tape on for a long time. So this is the delicate surface painter's tape. And I'm also going to protect the nut like I always do. This is an ebony nut. Okay, we won't be very aggressive with our polishing anyway. And now I just need my glove, one of them, for this hand. Where are the gloves? Where are they? Sorry. Oh, here they are. Okay. Yeah, maybe the final 3 grits. Let's do it. And then buffing. Let me use my best judgment here. Final 4 grits will do just fine. No need to tape off the fretboard. Again, tape would wrap around the sides. We don't want that. It's easy to clean off the whatever powder from the fingerboard. Using a very toxic chemical. All right. It'll work. Yeah, so that tone bar solution is a good solution for this situation. So I know there's a concern. Will it change the sound of the guitar? See, I always kind of wonder about one thing when people ask me this question, just in general. Will this change the sound, affect the sound, whatever it is that is being discussed? Well, let's imagine that the answer is yes. Why are we assuming that it would affect the sound in a negative way? Whatever changes we're making that might affect the sound might in fact affect the sound in a positive way. So, we don't know. One thing I can guarantee is the guitar will sound. it will have a sound. We'll put the strings on, we'll tune them, and when we pluck them, it will make a sound. That's how guitars work. Okay. Now this is already very good. And now, we can move on to the next stage of polishing, which is buffing. Which we'll do in this way this time. Okay. I'm going to use this little Music Nomad fret guard. And put another piece of tape here. Sometimes people ask me if installing a strap button will affect the sound. I'm serious. Yeah, it's okay to ask. The answer is no, it will not. Are you sure? Yes. How do you know? What if it does? Well, if it does, let's talk about that. Well, the Earth will still keep orbiting the sun, or if you prefer, if the Earth is flat, it'll still be where it is. For those of you who prefer the flat Earth theory, which I respect if you do. No, I don't. Yeah. Okay. Let's get busy. Buffing. Like I said, buffing, cleaning, oiling, stringing, tuning, finished. Are we there yet? Almost. So the reason why we want to polish the frets and buff them is to extend the lifetime of the frets. The shinier they are, the smoother they are, and the smoother they are, the less friction we have between the strings and the frets when we play. The less friction, we slow down wear and tear. Oops. See, I almost broke the guitar. Will it affect the sound? Everything affects the sound. The humidity in the air. I've done quite a few fret polishes on this channel, and I don't know what to say anymore about fret polishing. But the thing is that some people might be watching this fret polishing procedure on this guitar, on this video for the first time on this channel, so I am aware of that. But how many people are we talking about? I mean, right now I have 7 viewers, and I know some of the 7 viewers are regulars. Tomorrow morning, I will have an important Zoom meeting about something that I might use for furthering the, well, I'm doing some research and development, okay? It's about guitar repair, but the meeting is not about guitar repair. It's about some fancy piece of equipment. Let me wrap up the meeting first, and then I might make some announcements. Let's see. I don't like to announce things too soon, or, you know, not knowing if things will actually happen. But I gotta get up fairly early, which means I probably will not stay too late tonight. Yeah. You know, I didn't clean the fingerboard, so now this tape doesn't really stick too well. And I knew that was gonna happen. I just, I'm lazy sometimes. So I did exchange a few text messages with the owner of this guitar, who was, you know, starting to maybe worry that he didn't make the right decision. Maybe we should have done a neck reset. Well, the thing is that the way the guitar is, we have too much of a break angle already across the saddle. So the guitar will work without a neck reset. And if we reset the neck, we'll raise the saddle, we'll increase the break angle even more. And I'm not really sure that that's what we want, you know, because that affects some tensions and forces on the soundboard. So the guitar is not just about the neck. It also has other parts, right? So technically, it could use a neck reset if we didn't have an issue with the saddle, with a break angle of the strings across the saddle. But anyway, I wrote a fairly long text message reply, and I assured him that nothing we've done to the guitar is any different from anything we would have done if we had decided to do a neck reset. The only thing that's different is the height of the saddle. So if he does do a neck reset in the future, he will need to replace that saddle. But that's not the original saddle anyway. So now it's not the easiest thing to replace, but I think it's better this way than doing a neck reset and then regretting the decision, right? So where's my toxic chemical here? Okay. Yeah, so I think this is the right decision. And the tone bar trick, improvised tone bar, buys us time to think about what to do about the bridge plate. So we only made right decisions on this project. We haven't made any wrong decisions. Yeah. Okay, one more pass, the final pass. Let me start recharging these. Yeah. We are almost done, my friends. Like I said, polishing, buffing, oiling, restringing, toning. And now we're buffing. And then we can close this chapter, this entire playlist, and move on to the next job, which I have already done. I always work on multiple jobs at once. But today I finished a bass and a couple of guitars. Nothing on playlists. It isn't the first time I'm polishing frets today, for sure. But I think it will be the last time for today. Oh, look, it's already tomorrow. But tomorrow, meaning today, I will not be coming back to the shop because, like I said, tomorrow, which is today, in the morning, first thing, I have a Zoom call, important Zoom call. And then for the rest of the day, I will be doing construction work. Not for money, but for pleasure. Because I need to put together, rebuild my shop, the other shop, the bigger shop, where fabrication happens. I show you a little bit of that shop in one of my videos on the main channel. I can't remember the title of the video, so you're just gonna have to watch them all. But I did take you on a virtual tour of the old shop. The other location where things used to happen. And they will be happening again. I have a whole bunch of unfinished guitars, bodies and necks. So, but those were special projects, the unfinished ones. And I have a whole bunch of wood. So we can do some cutting and building once I'm back. The thing is, it's going to take a while to set up like a whole live streaming thing, because this whole thing costs so much money. Yeah. And is it worth it? I don't know. How many subscribers I got? 309 last time I checked. So what do I need to do to get more subscribers? Why is it louder now? I need to show more cleavage. That's what I need to do. That's what gets subscribers. My cleavage doesn't look too good, that's the problem. So low frets will work fine on this guitar. You know, it's an acoustic, so I don't think that the, you know, player will be bending strings. We definitely want to keep them polished and keep polishing them to extend the lifetime so that we don't need to do a refret sooner than needed. Always polish your frets. Speaking of, I need to bring my guitar here. I only play one guitar now. It's my Les Paul R8. Yeah, I need to do like a full service on it. Not much of a setup. I mean, it's holding up, but fret polishing and restringing. Last fret. Thank you for your patience. Okay. We're done with this. Clean up. Yeah, clean up, and what else? Oiling, restringing, toning, and we're done. Well, toning is part of restringing, right? Okay, clean up first. So, generally speaking, we don't protect the fingerboard unless it's a maple fingerboard when we polish. I did see some scratches going this way, so on the board, so I know that steel wool had been used in this direction in the past. I can see the scratches. I didn't do it, but someone did. They're barely visible. But yeah. Okay. Okay, so now what comes next? We put this paper back here because we're going to be oiling the bridge. We can even just put one. We're not doing any sanding or anything. Here, we don't even need this tape. Just a little oiling. And we use my favorite, which is the coconut oil. Very natural. All right, so I really need to emphasize, this is razor sharp on both ends, and it's brittle. So only qualified people should be doing this, I guess. Make sure there's no debris inside. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. It's just a surface treatment. Look, that's it, right? See, I almost broke this damn thing. So that would have made this live stream not the final one. Okay. Let's install a pickup. Okay. All right, good. Now the fingerboard, okay? Again, very lightly. We're going to put the Dario. I believe the customer wants phosphor bronze, not 80-20. Excess strings, okay? We already worked on the knot. We just polished the frets. Okay, this is it for the oiling. No more oiling. So this is approaching completion. Look at that, nice. I have a terry cloth just to remove the excess of the oil. Where is it? My old bones here. All right. Okay. We are almost done. So I think another, what, 15 minutes, and this project will be, and I will mark it completed. Okay, the strings. Let me check what's on the work order. I think they're the Dario XS phosphor bronze. Let me open the work order here. XS, yeah, phosphor bronze 12 to 53. 12 gauge strings. Okay. Let's hope I have them. Oh, so today a lot of guitars were dropped off. This is one of them. This will be on the live stream. It's a Gibson headstock repair. Because I charge by the hour for the structural repairs. But we'll talk about that when the time comes. Oh, yes, I just had to move the guitar so I can open the door. 80-20, 80-20. Phosphor bronze. Okay, I have one pack left. I need to buy more strings. Okay, let's not forget the tone bar, right? How am I going to do this? I think I can do it in this orientation. It's going to be fine. I also took in a cheap guitar today. I don't often do that, but like a kind of worthless guitar. Because I don't like to see guitars go into the dumpster. And the customer is really nice. So first, when I did get a call from him, we exchanged text messages. He told me which guitar it is, and I said, "Are you sure you want to bring it here? You know, I have the PDF I sent, explains the policy." Yes, okay. Making a long story short, I had to give him a break. So so I did ask him, how much did you think you were expecting, expecting to spend? And he said between 110, 115. Well, it's going to be more than that, but less than what it should be. I gave him a good deal. Okay, so let's focus on this. Oh, my phone just reminded me that it's bedtime. Shut up. I just got a message from the customer. He's watching. Yeah, we'll talk. No problem. Okay, so let's put this in. Okay, this is interesting now, right? Not something I usually do. And I do need to remove my watch again. Okay. Where are you? So I watched the guy's video that, the inventor of the tone bar, and he said restringing is even easier. Well, I get his point. I don't think so, but I guess if you are restringing with a tone bar system every time, then it'll be easier than the regular restringing. But right now, I don't think it is easier. Okay. I hope the strings are not crisscrossing on the inside. Like these two. They are. Yeah, it's not easier to restring it with a tone bar, for sure. So I'm holding this and just pulling the strings lightly, keeping them fluffy, because I don't want to damage the pinholes. I feel like I need to spread apart the ball ends of the strings. And here, they're all aligned properly, I think. Yeah. Again, these are in order. So this is a, one person will be using this guitar, and it's important. The whole restringing now is documented. So obviously, if he wants to refer back to this video to see how it's done, this is it, right? It's recorded. I'm only lightly pushing them for now. Let's move the guitar. And now I need to align. See, I forgot to do this. I usually align all the tuning machines. And, I prefer to use this neck rest for this because it's a little higher. But I want to align all the tuning machines in the same direction. Makes it easier. Okay, so I don't always use the same method to put the strings on. Here I am going to, let me see. So the hole is very close to the bottom. So we're going to string it up, I think. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm protecting the nut, you can see, right? Yeah, that's okay. We got plenty of break angle. This is quite a break angle. Headstock angle. So we have quite enough of a break angle here, even when we're stringing it upwards in this direction. So, good. All right. I am keeping an eye on the saddle. Right? Actually, it did move a little bit. We don't want to chip off those two corners. So this has got to be completely flush. Okay, now that it's flush, just put a little tension on the string. I could do just the E string now, which is what I usually do with a regular drop-in saddle. So, yeah, I could do that. So once again, the hole is really, really close to the bottom, to the ferrule. So I am going to string it up. So this goes under the string now, and now everything else above the string. I know it's unusual, but I think that's the right decision. See, we're only making right decisions with this guitar. I'm checking the saddle again. Under. And now over. I've been planning to make a restringing video, just, you know, explaining all the options, all the techniques. It's going to need a little adjustment. So the saddle isn't glued in, right? It is just made very tight, and it's held by friction. And with these kind of guitars, old guitars, special guitars, you need to take your time restringing. No rush. So if you go to some place, they might have a you know, new tech, and it's okay to be a rookie. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, I can see a situation where a rookie is, you know, the only person there. Maybe during a lunch break when the main tech is away or something. Takes a guitar in, like, can you restring it quickly? Yeah, sure. I know how to restring a guitar. And they, you know, can damage one of the two corners. So it can slide. I can see, I can push it, and I feel it. So now it's equal. Right? It wasn't before. So let's put a little tension and check it again. And that's the thing, if you break it like this, the only repair option is, in fact, saddle fabrication. So this is like that. You see these strings are loose, so just slowly tighten them like this. Check. So this is going in the opposite direction, right? Upwards. And here we have, okay. So let's put this away. we are totally almost done. See, I'm glad I keep some of the old strings. This is how we were able to make that tone bar thing happen, the improvised tone bar. It feels like it's settling. I'm gonna pull the two E strings a little bit. I can still see that the thing is sticking out a little bit now that it's at full tension. Let me think. Yeah, so the ball end of the string is a little cylinder, right? And now the tone bar is going through. So that part of the cylinder is still sunken in, but the tone bar is preventing it to go any further, if that makes sense. But we do have this little protrusion here that we see. Yeah, we see that it sticks out. So yeah, nothing we can do without a full, some kind of repair job, which we can think about later. We can do later. Also, when you put the strings on for the first time across a fresh saddle, just make sure the spacing is right, obviously. The strings are gonna nick the saddle a little bit. Okay, I think this guitar will play fine. Let's check the action. It's just a little bit below 80. It's more like 78. That's great. And on the bass side, about 95 or so. Good. So where's the pick? So the E string seems to be a little low there. Yeah. Let me check. There is a little space. The B string is the highest one. So how does the E string play? If I hit it harder, I can hear a little buzz. So it's also the fact that, so, you know, the owner wanted low action, as low as possible. This neck has no relief. That's, you know, not ideal. So if I finger pick, it's fine. You know, this is, you know, this type of project. I think the owner's watching. So when, you know, when you come, let's talk, you know, what, there's no adjustment to the neck, right? There's no transfer. There's just not enough relief. And we don't want to do anything drastic like, you know, clamping the neck, steaming it or anything like that, heating it up. So for you know, low action guitar with no relief, but if I play with the pick a little harder, I'm gonna hear a little fret buzz on the string. So it's an ebony nut. How do we raise the string slot? I guess we could fill it with ebony dust and super glue. Not really what I want to do, but I normally wouldn't use super glue for a filling of a bone nut. I use dental composites for that. We can't use dental composites for this, obviously. You know, it would work. It would work. I mean, what else are you going to do? We don't want to change the nut. It's the original nut. So we can fill the bottom a little bit. I want to sleep on it and then discuss it with the customer. But here's the guitar. Okay. Old Martin 0017. Here it is. And this is the saddle. The new saddle. These are the tuners. Okay, so restoration job. I did explain to the customer, you know, with these vintage guitars, they basically fall into two categories: collector's grade or player's grade. So this isn't collector's grade, right? Because it doesn't have, it never had since I've seen it, the original saddle. It didn't have the original bridge pins. The bridge has been altered, shaved. There was alteration done to the nut. But, you know, we want it to be playable for whichever style is going to be used for. Oh, 315 subscribers. Not bad. Not 315,000, right? Phil is a new regular now. You mean like a Plek machine? So was this a response to Mike, a former flat earth scientist specializing in thickness theorem with his covered eye? It can't be a stick as it is wide, or it wouldn't be flat. Then it would be a cube, right? It would be a square, exactly. But I went back to playing guitar. Okay. Plek machine, yeah. What did you mean by Plek machine? Okay, I don't know. When I was leveling when I was polishing the frets. So a Plek machine doesn't polish frets, right? It only levels and crowns. So the frets do have a little bit of a sharpness here on the side. It really doesn't bother me. It's like so minimal. We are done for the night. Will there be any touch-ups on it? I can see doing a little touch-up on that low E string on the nut, on the string slot. We can throw that in. What else? That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. All right. And if something's not right, then I'll discuss with the customer. Then there'll be more episodes on this playlist. Okay, my friends. So, like I said, I have an important meeting, a Zoom call tomorrow morning. So I'm gonna just call it a night tonight. Okay. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, click like. If you didn't like it, find another channel to watch. You can subscribe. You can buy me a coffee. You can make a comment in the comment section. And I'll see you soon. Bye.